Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this episode, I'll be covering 5 levels that are from the Mega Man Firce Battle Bots level series, designed by Heavy Elite. I intend to cover all 19 stages from this series across 4 episodes. I'll start with the Interstage, which has 23 plays and a score 0. And it's pretty short as well, only 9 screens at most. Even for an Interstage, it is very short. Cutman after 5 screens. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts. Just make sure not to shoot him just before he does his jump, otherwise it'll knock him out of that. 1 down, probably 1 left to go. So the boss here is Fairman. Nonetheless, this stage could have done with at least a few more enemies. This is one of the stages where I wish I had access to charge shots. Nevertheless, this intro stage is done, much more difficult than the usual intro stage. So the first actual Roadmaster I'm going after is Marine Man, with 21 plays and a score of 1. For this level series, I will not cheat and collect the special weapons before I defeat the respective Roadmasters. Unlike the intro stage though, I started with the Mega Ball, Jet Adapter, and Power Adapter, as well as the Mega Man 6 Charge Shot. This level series is aiming to be like a Mega Man fan game, so it has an intro stage, 8 Roadmaster levels, and 10 Wily Fortress stages. The latter seems a bit excessive, but think of them as 2 Wily Fortresses back to back, each with their own set of 5 stages. A free E-Tank. I wonder why it's here. I want to get some more health. Game doesn't want me, so I'll just move on normally. Mid-boss time. Fairman once again with these 2 kilobullet cohorts. I now see why Heavy Elite gave us an E-Tank. This boss fight can be a bit tricky. So that was the midway point of the level. Every stage will have a mid-boss midway through. Quick note, what happens if you die afterwards and don't hit another checkpoint? Are you soft-locked here? As the red door will return back upwards to its normal position. So that marks the end of the level. Only 2 checkpoints though, one at the midpoint and one just before the boss. So this is Grenade Man, but underwater. Honestly, this was much easier than the mid-boss. Next up, I'm going after Flare Man, with 8 plays and a score of 2. After all, water beats fire. At least that's what I hope. So by defeating Grenade Man, I get a dive missile. I'll be evaluating these levels both individually and as a group. Marine Man felt like a decent Roadmaster level, although I'm a bit worried you can get soft-locked at that door, and if you do, you're forced to start the stage from the very beginning. The holograms ended up saving me there. Fairman once again. That's it, I'm not taking any chances. I'm using an E-Tank. That wasn't really necessary, but better safe than sorry. All these stages should be doable Buster only. And honestly, I feel this is a much more energetic stage than the previous one. That felt more like a slower paced level. But I guess that was the point. And so far, all the gimmicks and enemies have been first introduced in safe environments and gradually escalated. Oh, I thought that wall was actually part of the background there. No worries, it's only a few screens away. Also on that screen, you're forced to use a utility to get up there. Same here, unless you want a damage boost. Or just wait for Yoko blocks, that was probably it. Sheesh, that was close. To be honest, I feel this stage had better checkpoint placement than the previous one, mainly as it was shorter, and there was less length of time between each of the checkpoints. Flame Man standing in for Flare Man. His weakness is a dive missile, so I guessed correctly. As I said before, I feel this stage was more fun than the previous one. Next up is Hunt Man, with 7 plays and a score of 1. I'm guessing that Hunt Man is a wood or plant-based Roadmaster, and fire burns down wood. I got the Firestorm from Flare Man, and this is in fact a forest, so my guess was correct. Also, instead of the Jet Adapter and Super Adapter, I have the Rush Coil and Rush Jet here. So my utilities don't stay the same between the Roadmaster stages. And remember, all these are regular Roadmaster levels, so all these should be doable Buster only. I believe for the previous stage, what happened was I didn't wait for the Yoko blocks to spawn in, hence why I had to use the Super Adapter or Jet Adapter. Another place where I'm forced to use utilities. It makes it feel more like the Mega Man 3 Roadmaster levels. I know one or two of them forced you to use the Rush Coil. Fairman yet again as a mid-boss. Is this going to be a running team? There's probably a line of spikes down there. As evidenced by this, I thought I was supposed to go to the right there, and now I'm sent back here. Thankfully, getting back here didn't take too long, but still, that was a jerkish screen transition. You don't know there is actually a bottomless pit to the right. That area should be walled off. I'll gladly take those E-tanks, thank you very much. Now the stage has suddenly turned wintry, and that was my bad. As I was saying, suddenly we're in a blizzard now. And that placement of that roller skating enemy was jerkish too. You won't see it until you initiate the jump, or tiptoe to the right. See, I like this stage's aesthetics the most. I just feel it has some issues with its level design. I like how we start out in a forest, go into the clouds when it's raining, and now suddenly we're in a wintry wonderland. You know, the way these tile sets are structured here, it looks somewhat like an ice cream sandwich to me. At last, we're at the end of the level. Currently the hardest one, mainly because of bad enemy placement. Wait, we're not facing off against the boss yet? I don't see a marker on screen. Yeah, he's the boss. Well, no, this isn't actually the end of the level. Okay, we face off against Magnet Man for the second time, but this doesn't seem to be the end either. Let me test out my theory. He is weak to the firestorm. 2 in a row then in terms of weakness orders. Of course, not done yet. I guess we're gonna face off against him one more time while in the forest. We're facing off against him once per season, and I believe this is the summer rainstorms. Yep, this is the end. Now we're in the spring floods. A slightly more creative encounter, but it drags on if you do it Buster only. Next up is Bumpman, with 8 plays and a score of 1. From this point on, I don't know what the Roadmaster weakness order is. And by defeating Huntman, aka Magnet Man, I get the Hornet Chaser. It certainly is better than the Magnet Missile. I would have liked the previous stage more had it not had those level design issues. I sincerely enjoyed its aesthetics. I thought that was the best part of that level. And I like how it transitioned between the seasons. It kinda reminds me of Weatherman from Dr. Wily's Final Attack. So Bumpman's level takes place in an amusement park. Wish that was introduced over a safer environment though. Who's the mid-boss? Well, we all know it's Fair Man. Okay, for a moment there, I was getting worried he was gonna get stuck in that box forever. Thankfully, these Fairman encounters, for the most part, aren't too difficult. The hardest one was either the one against Marine Man or Huntman, and those are more due to the enemies and environment more than Fairman himself. You know what? I have enough time for another Roadmaster level, so I'll be covering Kingman and then I'll end off this episode. I decided that I'll cover the series in 3 episodes. My initial estimate was based on the assumption that each level would take longer to complete, about 20 to 25%. Oh, poor Crystal Man. The fact that there's no ceiling here makes this fight so much easier. That's his only real dangerous attack, as well as him running into you. Next up is Kingman, with 9 plays and a score of 1. I forgot to verify if Bumpman is weak to the Hornet Chaser. Oh well, I'll do it during the Roadmaster rematch level. So by defeating Bumpman aka Crystal Man, I gained the Crystal Eye. Well, it does bounce around the walls. I'm going to assume that this is a death pit. And for this stage, I don't have access to the Mega Buster. I have the Flame Sword. Honestly, I would have preferred the Mega Buster. I want long-range capabilities. At the very least, I have my other special weapons to solve that problem. Fairman is probably directly afterwards. Easy way of circumventing that challenge. And instead of Fairman, we face off against Skullman here. And he's susceptible to the Flame Sword. So Heavy Elite is varying things up. Although honestly, for the most part, Skullman is easier than Fairman. Now, he would be more difficult if he didn't take extra damage from the Flame Sword. I like how all 5 Roadmaster levels so far have their own unique identities, both in terms of enemies, aesthetics, and gimmicks. If only I defeated Thunderman first. But there's an alternative way to get that anyways. Thanks to the power of the Mega Ball. Not falling for that trick. And now onto the actual Roadmaster. So this stage decided to fake me out by adding an extra checkpoint. Triple Top Man. Let me check. Well, I can't hit him with this. He's actually weak to the Hornet Chaser. Well, that makes my life a lot easier. How can I reach the top one, though? See, I can't reach him normally without combining use of the Rush Coil and the Flame Sword. Let me test out that theory. So I guess you have to combine use of the Rush Coil and Rush Jet if you want to fight this boss normally. Or I can do stuff like that and have enough remaining energy to defeat the boss. This is the less common boss battle, but what happens if you run out of weapon energy? I didn't see any refillers in the last checkpoint room, so if you don't have enough energy left, you're soft-locked and forced to restart the stage from the beginning. Out of the 6 levels I covered, my favorite one would be Flare Man. Hunt Man would have been an honorable mention had it not been for those level design issues. So far, I find this level series to be at the very least decent. Every stage has its own unique identity. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!